Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to yet another predictions video. We've got some more championship fixtures coming at you this weekend, just before another international break. I'm joined by Harry. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm alright. I mean, you know, Matt didn't actually tell me we were doing this today. He got me over for the Blackpool stream, and he goes, well, look out for the prediction video tomorrow. And he goes, oh, who got the video? You. What? He didn't tell me that. So he's caught me off guard there. Thanks, mate.
But you know what? You're good at predictions, so you should be happy.
I'm good at cough predictions.
Yes. Well, you better back us to win this weekend. Let's get straight into them. We've got all the fixtures on the Saturday this weekend, and we've got a big one at 3 PM between Barnsley and Hull. It's a Yorkshire derby, but it's more than that. It's two teams in the bottom three, and they both had interesting results in midweek. Hull lost at West Brom, but only 1-0. It's not terrible considering West Brom can really hurt you. Barnsley, wow, they beat Derby 2-1, and what a win that is. Since Shop's gone, has that been the changing point? And if they now beat Hull, that's a massive week for them. 6 points from two very big games. I'm going to go for a draw though. I think Hull really need to scrape the barrel and get something from this. I'm going to go for Barnsley 1, Hull 1.
I think Hull will do it. I think they'll do it. I think with the Shop gone, they had their result. I feel like this could be back crashing down to earth. Could be. And Hull are going to throw everything. Or if they've got any sense, they'll throw everything at this game. And I think they'll just about get away with it 1-0.
Wow, that would be a big result.
It'd be huge. That's going to have ramifications. And to be fair, any result's going to have ramifications after this game.
This game is massive. This game is really big, and Hull haven't won away since the opening day, so look out for that game. Next up, we'll go to St Andrews, Birmingham City versus Reading, and Birmingham starting to climb the table again. I've said before, they're a team that can really play on good and bad form. They had a really good start, they had a patchy little bit, and then they've been good again, haven't they? 3 wins in a row. They're playing Reading, who lost 1-0 away to Millwall in midweek. I'm going to back Birmingham to win again here. I'm going to say Birmingham are going to edge this 2-1.
2-0 for me, for Birmingham. They're good at the minute. They're in form. Reading aren't particularly. It is as simple as that for me. I think Birmingham start to climb their way back up. They've found a bit of a way to play again, and Reading dropped away quite a lot actually, considering the start they had again this season. So yeah, I think Birmingham 2-0. I don't think it'll be easy, but I also don't think it'll be all that difficult.
Next up then we go to Ewood Park, Blackburn versus Sheffield United. This is a really big game. Blackburn, 7-0 defeat against Fulham. 7-0. It's really bad, like really, really embarrassing. It's the kind of result which goes down in the record books, and Sheffield United should smell blood here. Sheffield United only drew at Forest, but they've been a bit better since that slow start. They really need to go for this because Blackburn will be very low in confidence, and I think Sheffield United will get the job done here. Blackburn 0, Sheffield United 1.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about hammerings, there's hammerings and then there's what happened there. I mean, that, honestly, I can't impress enough how massive that result is, that 7-0. I mean, you don't see that often, especially not in this league. I think that could kill Blackburn completely. I really do. I wouldn't be surprised to see Mowbray facing the chop very soon if they don't face an uptick in form. Don't think it'll happen here. I think Sheffield United are going to win this 2-0.
Wow. Next one is a very big one. AFC Bournemouth versus Swansea City, and both picked up some interesting scorelines in midweek. Bournemouth, they lost at home to Preston, their first defeat of the season. Meanwhile, Swansea won away at Coventry 2-1, and they came into that as a team that hadn't been doing too well on the road, so that's a really big 3 points. And now they're on the road again, away at Bournemouth, who, I don't know, will Bournemouth be in low confidence? I think they might be, and I think Swansea might be able to get something here. I think it's still a tricky game for Swansea because Bournemouth still possess loads of quality, but Bournemouth 1, Swansea 1.
No chance of low confidence for me. You can't be when you're that far ahead of third place. Yes, okay, they've just lost, but it's not like they got pasted. You know, that they were just out-edged in a tricky game against Preston. It's not going to be a question of confidence for me. It's going to be they're going to want to bounce back and do a job. Swansea will make it hard for them because that's what they do. They like the ball, they like having it, and they like passing it around and trying to fashion their openings. I just think Bournemouth will have enough to contravene that, and I think they'll do it 2-1.
2-1. Wow,
Yeah.
Bournemouth going back to winning ways. That would be a big one. And
I just can't see them being a team that stay down for long.
no, it's a big game. It's a big game. Next up, the other team from South Wales, Cardiff City, at home to Huddersfield Town. Huddersfield in the playoffs. They've done pretty well, haven't they, lately? They only picked up a draw against Peterborough, but kind of going under the radar. And they're up against Cardiff, who are in low confidence. They lost at home to QPR. I think Cardiff are going to lose at home again here, 1-0. I'm going to go for Huddersfield. I'm going Huddersfield 1-0. I just think Huddersfield look quite good at the moment.
Yeah, Cardiff, they are in low confidence, and rightly so. To be fair, they've played awful this season. The whole season they've been really poor. I think Huddersfield, they've impressed a lot of people. They've impressed me, particularly off the back of how they finished last season. I mean, they were in the relegation scrap for most of last year, so they've come back and done the reverse. They've gone back to where I thought they would be last season, sort of in the top 10 area. I reckon they'll stay there, and I think they'll do a job quite easy this weekend. 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah, 3-1.
3-1. Okay, the next game, we go back to the CBS. Coventry City taking on Bristol City. Yeah, Coventry aren't unbeaten at home anymore, and it is disappointing the way we lost that one, because it was the first 10 or 12 minutes that really cost us the points against Swansea. But Bristol City, they come into this on the back of a 3-0 away loss at Birmingham City, and it's just a big game for both teams. They both want to go back to winning ways. Bristol have been pretty good on the road, and obviously Coventry have been pretty good at home. I'm going to go for Coventry though. I'm going to stay loyal, and I just have this feeling that we're going to win 2-0.
I had 2-0. I had 2-0 as well. I think it takes a lot to keep us down. I think we have outplayed ourselves the last few weeks. We've not looked anywhere near as good as we normally are. And I think that's a question of tiredness. I think it's time to shake a few things up. I hope he shakes a few things up. I was saying on the stream and the end of the vlog, Dabo, O'Hare and Gyökeres all need a rest for me. So I'd like to see a couple of changes. But I just think we might have too much for Bristol City, and I know they're a good team, and I know they perform well away.
Yeah.
I just think that with the backing of the home crowds, which have been awesome this season, this should be a game which we can get a good haul of 3 points out of.
Absolutely. I think, agree. We should rotate things. The next game, Luton Town versus Stoke City. This is an interesting one. They both picked up good wins in midweek. Luton beating Middlesbrough, Stoke City beating Blackpool. I really don't know what to say. I think these two could be playing each other in the playoffs. I really do have confidence in these two to be in the top 6 at the end of the season. Luton, they're starting to catch up to where their XG says they should be. And Stoke City, they picked up a big 3 points at Blackpool. So this is a big game. I think I have to go for a draw, because I have total faith in both of these to make the playoffs this season. I'm going to go for Luton 1, Stoke 1.
I think Luton win this. Stoke, when they keep it on the deck, are a very good team to watch. They like their football. They like good build-up. They don't like it and lump it like they used to back in the old days. So I'm impressed by them, but also I think Luton have so much power in the midfield and their back line, and they've got some reliable options up front as well. So I think it'll be a tough one to call. I think it'll just be a case of who defends better, but I think Luton will just about edge it 2-1.
2-1. Next up, an absolutely massive game at the Den. Millwall versus Derby County. And Millwall, they're looking good. They're sneaking up on the playoffs nicely with some good results. A big win in midweek against Reading. And Derby County is quite worrying, because I think people are getting carried away with Derby County. I know they're not playing bad, but draws aren't going to save them. And now they've hit a couple of defeats and a big one at Barnsley. I'm kind of worried for Derby, and I think they need to win this. But I don't think they are. But I don't think they're going to lose. I think this is going to be a draw. I think Millwall are good. Derby on their day are okay. Millwall 1, Derby 1.
I'm backing Derby here. And it's not based on anything other than I think that it's about time they do a win, because they've been playing well enough to win games and they've just not seen it out. So I'm thinking maybe they've learned some lessons from recent games. I could end up with a leg on my face here. It's very possible they'd go out and get absolutely just blasted and played off the park, because that can also happen with them. It's just the way that you try and counteract what they try and do. I think Derby could have enough to win this 1-0. I don't think it'll be easy. I just think it could be a bit of a smash and grab, to be honest.
Yeah. Next up, big game at the City Ground, Nottingham Forest versus Preston North End. Forest, we've said, they drew with Sheffield United in midweek, but Preston, result of the week surely goes to them. The first team to beat Bournemouth, and wow, the way to do it as well.
Hang on, sorry. Result of the week must go to Preston when Fulham won 7-0.
They won away at Bournemouth, mate.
I'll give it a rest.
Forest have been climbing the table, and a couple of draws have just seen them kind of hold their position in mid-table, and I think both of these could have a mid-table kind of season. I think Preston have been climbing a little bit. They're both kind of hit and miss at times, and I think this could be a draw. I think both teams have the potential to battle for the playoffs, but ultimately I think they both might end around mid-table this season. I'm going to go for an entertaining draw here. Forest 2, Preston 2.
Yeah, I think Forest will do this. Preston will be high off their win, of course they will, but Forest, since they got rid of Houghton, they've looked like a completely different side, and they've got some danger all across the park, to be fair. I can't say it's been a massively high scoring game. I don't know, actually. Think about it, Preston are, they like to sort of try and shut people out and get 1 or 2 goals here and there. Do you know what? Forget everything I've just said, I'm going for a 1-1.
A 1-1 draw. Okay, next up we've got Peterborough United versus Fulham, and this could be an interesting one. Peterborough have said they're quite good at home, but Fulham, wow, they are tearing this league apart recently. Some big results, and with Bournemouth hitting their first defeat, it might not be long until we see Fulham maybe overtake them and really stretch their legs. Their goal difference is immense. Fulham just look very good. A 3-0 win against West Brom, a 7-0 win against Blackburn, 10-0 over 2 games. It's just mental. Peterborough will give it a go, but I think Fulham will come out comfortably with a 3-1 win.
Yeah, it's almost unfair, isn't it? It is almost unfair. Do you know, so much of me wants to just go Peterborough 1-0 for the meme. But I can't see it. I just think they get brushed aside. 5-0, all the best.
5-0, wow. Honestly,
well, why not?
Yeah, Fulham are in good form. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. Next up, West Bromwich Albion versus Middlesbrough. And West Bromwich Albion, they beat Hull 1-0. It's not very convincing, is it, against a team that's in the bottom 3 for a team like West Brom, who we expect to be battling for the top 2. And I still think some of their wins are kind of papering over cracks at West Brom. I don't think they're going to win this one. I think Middlesbrough are a plucky team that will pick up decent results here and there, and a share of the spoils here. West Brom 1, Middlesbrough 1. Yeah,
part of me wonders whether Warnock is finally starting to get them playing the way he wants them to, because they picked up some decent results. Flirted with top 6 about a week or so ago, and they're still in and around the area, and it's absolutely not out of the question they can finish in top 6. I think they could do this. I think it'll be, again, a battle of defence. I think it'll end up being a dodgy counter-attack for a 1-0 for Middlesbrough.
1-0. The last game is between Blackpool and QPR, 2 teams that are doing very well this season. I did expect QPR to be in and around the playoffs, and they are. They're 5th coming into this one. Blackpool just outside the playoffs now after that defeat against Stoke, but still very, very encouraging things to take from the start of the season. Do you know what? I think this could be another draw. I think these two are quite evenly matched in terms of their forms, suggesting they're both doing good things. And I think with Blackpool at home, I just fancy them to get something. I think QPR over the season will probably finish higher of these two, but Blackpool 1, QPR 1.
I agree on the draw, but I don't agree on the score. I think this is Desmond.
2-2?
Yeah, Blackpool, they again, we just watched the Stoke Blackpool game. I think Blackpool impressed me a lot, actually, at times. They tried to play some good ball. Their long balls didn't work against Stoke, but it won't against Stoke. So I think they will learn that lesson and not try and play the same way, because for half an hour spelling that game, that's all they seem to offer. They got the ball on the floor and they ran. Bowler, he looked really good when he came on. Bowler ran at Stoke and gave them some problems, and wouldn't be surprised if they do that again. I think this is going to be an entertaining one, because both teams look like they have weaknesses but also massive strengths. QPR, again, I agree with you. I think they're nailed on top 6 where they're playing. If they can keep it up, nailed on, no problem.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 exciting teams to watch. That wraps up the Championship predictions for this weekend, guys. Remember, it's the international break after this, so let's hope we get some good results before that. If you've enjoyed the video, guys, make sure you've dropped a like on it, subscribed if you are new around here, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.